You ladies, you have to get your hair. Back in the day, it used to be just one posing suit, nothing too fancy, And lucky you have your sponsor that sponsors your posing suit that helps you out
And
because I
she's
know.
wonderful. She does everything custom and can create the most insane designs. She's really amazing.
Well, if you want, send me a link. I know some ladies, especially who are some amateurs, probably if she's reasonable and they might like something nice because you have a nice suit. They might, if send me a link, I'll share it because I this is why I do this because want to give people recognition. They deserve to get recognition because, like I said, this is a tough sport, and I know the sacrifice you have to make. The money you put into it, you could have put into something else, like taking your girls out and have a little. Let's have a little daughter's mommy's day, and just go
Right,
out.
right.
Yeah, and this is sport you have to do for a passion. The mindset of the everyday person. If you look at bodybuilders, think like it's all steroids, it's da 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 da. No, it's not that. The consistency part that you mentioned. Also, that's only a small factor. Steroids. It's a small factor. It's about following your diet, following your workout plan, your coach talking with you, your nutrition. Your posing. There's so much to this sport that people understand that encompass it. It's not as
Yeah.
simple as just putting on a little blazer suit and just stepping on stage.
It's so much more than that. And everything has to line up. You can have the best physique on stage, but if you can't pose, then you can't present your best assets and you will lose. You
Yeah,
have to be able to present what you have and hide what you don't have.
yeah. Because sometimes not everybody's gonna be perfect.
No,
You're always gonna have an issue. Like I said, you don't like to train arms too much, but then your judge will tell you you need more. You need bigger arms. Then the judge might tell
right.
you need more. Your delts to be more fuller. You need more lats. You got to work at this and that, and that is so many things to it. Like one thing is the back. As I was working. Just saw. When I watched the Atlanta show. I just watched Chicago. Anna's back is crazy.
Yes.
And there's debate she might need to do women's bodybuilding, but I don't think she's not at that size yet. Plus, in the leg, she's not as big compared to some other girls.
Right. But it's just her V taper and her upper body is just really impressive for physique. From the
Yeah.
shoulders and the cap delts and the developed lats down into a smaller waist. That's what makes her very impressive, at least to me.
Like it's almost borderline. Like you look at some of the figure girls, how they have the more rolled cap shoulders. They have that V taper. And I think she was figure before she switched over to physique because
I
she's
think
been
so.
to. Yeah, she was. She earned a pro card back at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. That was about like 2 or 3 years ago. And that I think that same year she did turn. She did her first male Olympic debut. She earned her. I think what show was it? I forgot. She got Olympic qualification, and then she wasn't doing. She missed a couple of shows. Then she didn't make it. Then now, boom, she's really coming back with strength, And I say like this: it's this sport as it grows and change. As an athlete, what do you think that would be better for you? In the long run, what would you want to see more out of it?
What do I want to see more out of bodybuilding?
Yeah.
I would almost like them to put caps on the size of certain divisions because I feel as the years trend forward, every class is growing muscle wise, density wise. And I feel like there needs to be a limit on it before it gets like too extreme. It's like the lines get blurred a little bit between the divisions. Like you said, between physique and bodybuilding, sometimes these women fit into both categories, or sometimes some of the physique girls need to be in bodybuilding with their density. So I feel like we need to go back to like having hard cut lines on what classification and what fits what division. That would
hmm
just be my
Yeah,
preference.
I talk about this a lot. This is a picture I pull up. You have Natalia Cuejo. Now Ashley Jones has moved up from physique to women's bodybuilding. You have Lavinia Barros, and you would think, even though they're doing the physique pose, you would think they're the same division. You would think, hey, they're women's bodybuilding. You know, you
Right.
know, yeah. And you look also recently, the you had Triple O Dynasty, and you also had Charlotte Pro right here in the backyard of my home state of North Carolina. You have here Ann Gruber, who is physique, and you have here Tessa Metz, who's figure. And if you look at them, you were thinking one's closer to bodybuilder and one's closer to maybe physique. Even the posing, it's just, you just can't, especially if you're not a person who knows the sport, you just look at by the naked eye, you can't really tell the difference just about.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's something that they did at the Atlanta Pro that I thought was a really wonderful idea before, especially the NPC aspect of the show, before they brought the classes out. They ran through a classification of what the judges are looking for in each division. And I thought that was really helpful. I hadn't seen that at any shows, but I think that would give the audience a chance to figure out why the judges picked this particular person over that one, kind of giving them a criteria before the competitors came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because you know what, and you know, especially people like Linda Murray who understands bodybuilding. She's been in the game for a long time. I saw Lena Popa was there. My first bodybuilding show I went to was Savannah. That was back in 2022. I got to meet Lena Popa. I saw Linda, but she was up in the front and she smiled at me. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Yeah, one person who I saw there, you know, it's the man who changed bodybuilding. Yo, Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. That's Mr. Jake Wood. And, you know, I think he was there before the show when y'all were checking in, you know, and he's really been, you know, he runs the Olympia. His Wings Strength program really gave women's bodybuilding a place where a lot of shows were kicking it out, pushing it out. And as you know, one show next to the Olympia, biggest show is the Arnold Classic. You know, Arnold, you know, he decides to like, and it's not a trauma, you know, as a competitor, you feel like now physique is getting that same kind of stink eye women's bodybuilding where, you know, we saw that in the St. Louis Pro just announced they're going to have it for next year. It's getting harder for y'all, you know, to have shows where it seems like it's just, you know.
I'm sorry, repeat that. My kids are in the background trying to listen in the room and I hear nothing but giggles over here. They're trying to spy on me now.
Well, let them come in for a minute. So let me say hello to them. You want to come in for a minute, babies?
Hey, girls, come here.
We're going to solve this problem right here.
Y'all are going to be on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. Come in for a second here. Hey, you doing, baby? What's your name? What's your name? Hey, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Take a breath. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Okay. Girls, go back downstairs now, okay?
Calm down.
Yeah. Hey, girls, like, be quiet, okay? Mommy can't hear.
I'm sorry.
They're wild. They're wild.
Oh my God, I can't. I'm about 50. I'm too old to chase after children. My best years was 10, 15 years ago. But yeah, I was just saying, as you see now, that even women's physique is starting getting that stink eye, where the number of shows are getting cut off for you, even though you still have more shows in women's bodybuilding. You know, you're not into Arnold anymore. The D'Antoni's just dropped you from the St. Louis Pro. You feel like, as you said again, would those guidelines help it control it in, you know, especially divisions, maybe reel it back in a little bit to where we used to be?
I think it would help because I just think that things keep pushing the boundaries and pushing the limits. So I think that would help it to get back to the way that it was years ago.
But like I said, this problem is once you pop that genie, you can't get back. I think everything changed after 2020. After 2021, I think 2021. I think 2020 when Sarah Vickers became a champion over you know, Shanique Grant, because Sarah has that look that's more, I would say, even though she's not as big as bodybuilding, her shreds are just crazy. She's just super lean.
She has an amazing physique. She's long and she's lean. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, like I said, it affects everybody else because, you know, everybody wants to go after the champ. So you have to step it up, you know, and not everybody's going to be at the level like Sarah or Natalia or one of these competing, you know, she's going to be doing both Tampa and Texas, you know, next month. That is Zama Bintu is number 3. You know, it's just, this is the problem. I think the problem is some people say is who comes to the show. It makes a difference. But if the judges are telling you, we want more size, we want more this, but not setting the guidelines, say, okay, we want you to come in with a better taper. We want you to come in not as fuller in the delts, but still have good conditioning. If there's those guidelines, because I follow like Tyler Mann, you know, he's the grandson of GM Mannion, and also he's always posting about the guidelines for all the other divisions except for women's bodybuilding, physique, and figure.
He leaves figure out too?
No,
he doesn't post the guidelines for figure?
No guidelines for figure.
A lot of them are really laser focused on bikini right now, and
And
sometimes it
well,
gives the vibe that they're trying to phase some of the bigger ladies divisions out, which is why it was such a shock that there were 25 in a stacked lineup in Atlanta of women's physique competitors.
yeah, because I think with this year, I think some ladies will still want to get ready. That's why they wouldn't jumping on to earlier shows. You know, it takes a lot of time to get ready, especially we got to bring a certain level of conditioning. You don't want to come in soft. You don't want to come in, at your best. It's just not good to look there and come on stage and say, you know what, I didn't give it my all. And,
Right.
And I come in just as not as, the top level that I want to be. And also the big focus is the wellness division. That's the new kid on the block. I know some ladies who jumped from other divisions like figure and even bikini and physique over to wellness. A friend of mine, she competed in figure first, and then she got a pro card as a physique competitor. She competed in women's bodybuilding, and she went back to physique. Now she's planning to make her debut this year in wellness.
Yeah.
And I think because they're popular division because they have that aesthetic to it. It's very, I think for the everyday person, very feminine and pleasing, or as I call them, bikini and wellness, they're the TNA divisions.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I know like the prize money for women's bodybuilding and physique was like, I think like 25 for the first place, 25,000,
yeah,
2,500. While, the wellness girls, I think the prize was like, I think it was 4,000. Lady who
I met. It was $4,000.
4,000.
I heard comments about that backstage from all the other girls.
Where you got to remember, this company Wolfpack that sponsored the show, they put up the money for wellness. They say they're gonna put up all the money for the wellness shows.
Yeah.
And that thing is, if like I said, it's like you see, like Sarah's what she's doing over at the Texas Pro, where she's putting up $15,000 her own money because she's a rich man's
wife. Which was really cool. That was really awesome.
And also, she's putting up another like $1,000 for up to the top 10. And also, she's doing this,
which is awesome.
Yeah, she's offering to fly in any new pros. Hey, you still now you're no longer a new pro. Because now you already you already got your feet wet. But I don't know, maybe you can check it out, see if they still offer or not. Yeah, no. But this is where I think if more sponsorship for your divisions and other divisions were able, I think it would help more. Especially you can think about it. Instead, again, it costs you ladies more to compete compared to the men. Guys will get, and this is truth about the men's bodybuilding division, it's the bottom bitch. If you know the pimping game, it's the bottom bitch. It's the one that always going to get the money in the sponsorship. Arnold just announced he's going to put up like at least about $500,000 for the men's bodybuilding division at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. But you kicked out physique, women's bodybuilding figure, but where do you get the other money from? And you can't say it wasn't there. And they always use the excuse saying, okay, because no one likes the division. But sometimes some people go to shows and they even walk out. I had a friend of mine, he went to New York Pro. People started walking out to the bikini girls. People want to see the real muscle, and that's your ladies. Here we have a comment. This is from a man, Russ G says, okay, have to go. I have a client coming over for a photo shoot. Wish you a bright future, Megan. I would love to do a photo shoot with you if you're going to be in Vegas. Oh yeah, shout out, thank you. He does photography. He lives right here. He lives the next door in South Carolina. He in Charleston. I'll send you his link. You want to check him out, and maybe you might want to do some photo sessions here and there because that helps your social media, especially your
definitely. And he's an amazing photographer anyway.
Yeah,
I love the work.
Yeah, because you were in Atlanta, and one of the biggest ladies around who does a lot of photo shoots, that is Annie Revicchio. I got to meet her when she was in Santa Ana back in 2022. She has Muscle Angels, and they do a lot of photographies. I also interviewed Sean Nelson. He runs his own Sean Nelson Photographies. Also, he works for her biceps. And is that important for you for your social media when you do photo sessions? Who you want to work with?
It hasn't been a thought up until this point, but it will be from this point forward. About having a good photographer and good photos to post,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think one thing it helps in maybe getting you more following, and also sponsors where you get more people that follow you. Sponsors are like, you know what, she has a look. I think people like her. Let's maybe have her as a brand ambassador. Here we got this is from Russ says. That is if you do photo shoots. I say, yeah, he said, if you do photo shoots, hey, you want to work with him, he's cool. So after the show, this is how often you ask you ladies, after the show, when everything was said and done, And I know you're a foodie, Megan. Where's that thing that was calling you? That thing you desired the most? What's the thing you wanted to eat?
What was I wanting to eat?
Yes.
After the show, I ate a rack of ribs.
That's a
Lick
new
the
one.
sauce off my fingers, a rack of ribs, and some cheesecake.
Well, the cheesecake's not too new. I know quite a few ladies. They love either. It's usually this is the go-to. It's either pizza, burgers, fries,
Donuts. I
donuts.
don't care about any of that. You give me a rack of ribs and then like some street tacos and cheesecake.
I know somebody said they love sushi. Yeah,
Yeah, I use that as a refeed occasionally in prep, and I love sushi, but I wanted some ribs.
Yeah, that's the thing is also like I said, diet is one part about the sport. We said again, and you got kids, and do they like to eat what mommy eats, or you have to serve different?
I make them their own little special meals, but it's still healthier food. It's still whole foods and not processed stuff. I'm not saying that they don't ever eat chicken nuggets, but it's mostly like beef and steak and shrimp and chicken. I just prepare it a little differently than what I prepare mine.
That's good. That's good to prepare food because most people think about it. This is why I often hear people like sometimes bodybuilding food is like a lot of broccoli and dried chicken and quinoa, but some people say you get the right seasonings, not too much sugar, not too much salt. You have to. And the one thing is also catch your macros. That's the thing that's always talked about a lot. Do you have your own nutritionist or somebody?
I do. My coach handles my nutrition. So, like in the off season, I count macros so I can kind of make anything that I want that fits in my macros as long as I hit my protein and my carbs and whatnot. But I swap to a meal plan when I'm in prep. That way, there's no room for error. Not 1 gram. Every box is checked to a T.
Yeah, you got to account for everything because
everything. It gets very overly specific.
Yeah, because